Hi, everyone. Let me get this and share it out real fast, and we will get started. Okay. Hello, my friends. Today we are going to be, or I will be, pulling a single card and giving you a message from Spirit. This weekend is a very special weekend for many things. If you live here in the within the U.S., tomorrow is Father's Day, and we acknowledge those who are here with us as well as those who have already passed on and are in heaven. The other thing is tomorrow's is a summer solstice. So that is, we're going into kind of a new dive of, not dive, but a new area, right? To start with the summer. So that's kind of nice. And for those who don't know who I am, my name is Lisa Jo Davis, Healing Light with Lisa Jo, lisajodavis.com. I'm here on Instagram. I'm also on also my brain's not working, Facebook as well, and on YouTube. So if you miss any of this, you can always go back and kind of look at the time that I called your name, and you can kind of go back in the video to see what is up with that. So let me see if everything is working. Hi, Mary. So Mary will be our first one. And the way that I work is when you come in and you say that you want a card reading, I'll write your name down. And then it's just really good to, let me write this so I don't lose track. It's just really good to be staying here because I'll call your name, you let me know that you're still there, and then I will focus on you, and then I'll pull a card for you and give you that message. Let me see, I'm a little kind of off-centered, so hopefully that, oh, that might have made it worse. So let's try it this way. There we go. Okay. So I think those are pretty much the ground rules. A lot of you already know, you've been here with me before. And I see you there, Mary. And I think we'll just go ahead and get started. So Mary, I'm going to go ahead. Oh, the cards that I'm using, I guess that's really important for for you to know. So I really like the Kyle Gray Oracle cards. I really resonate a lot with them. And this is the one deck that I will be using today. And it's called Angelic Activations, Oracle Cards. I see I'm frozen in one area, but I'm still live on the other one. So we'll just cross our fingers and hope everything works out well. Again, as you come in, yeah, thank you, Mary. Um, as you come in, and if you want an oracle card, you just say, you want one, and I'll write you on the list. And then I go through the list in order, and then I'll give you your message, but I will ask you, are you here? And you will say yes or no. And I'm pretty sure that I'm live still. Oh, and I'm recording. So those are all plus for me. Okay. So Mary, I'm going to go ahead and start with you. Go ahead, dear, and take a deep breath in and exhale. Think about your question. If you don't have a question, that's perfectly fine. I'll pull a card, and I will say that sometimes the card does not reflect what your question is that you have within your mind. But the way that I have found and the way it works with me is I give you the message you're supposed to hear. So sometimes that doesn't always correlate with what your question is, and other times it does. And either way, just let me know if that is good for you or you resonated with it, and then we can go forward from there. So, Mary, you're the first one, dear. Thank you for being here and taking time out. The other thing I wanted to share is not only is it Father's Day here in the US, and the Northern Hemisphere is having summer solace tomorrow. I also am celebrating 40 years of marriage to my husband, Aaron. And you don't get through 40 years with being very stubborn. You kind of go through ups and downs. And you just, the best thing to do is not go to bed mad at each other. I would say that's probably one of the best advices that I can give, and to listen to the other person. Because once you've been married for a long time like that, sometimes you think you know the person better than, and sometimes people change, right? And so you kind of change together. You're never the same people you were when you first got married, because you can't help it. Each day you learn and you grow. Sometimes you have good days, sometimes you don't have good days. Sometimes it's a 50-50 marriage, and sometimes it's a 70-30 marriage. So the thing is, it's really, we all are human, we all make mistakes, we all get angry, we all are happy. So hopefully there's a some kind of message in there for someone that needed to hear you. Thank you. I appreciate you saying congratulations. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and pick a card for Mary. Okay, so this is your card. Let me move my screen to make sure that you can see it. Oh, there we go. Bring it back a little bit. So the card that I picked for Mary is called Healing Rays. Healing is not linear. Healing happens today, not tomorrow. Angels of healing are surrounding you at this time, and in order to support their mission of guiding you to a state of wholeness, it's essential for you to move out of resentment and regret and into a state of trust. And that's very good advice for marriage, too. So trust in the higher powers that are surrounding you right now, and they are on your team and working with you, for you, and through you. So that's a really beautiful message, because I do feel like sometimes we forget that we're not perfect, or we forget other people aren't perfect, or up to our standards. And it's really important to be able to kind of work through things that are either difficult, or um, just work through things and have some fun. But it's just mainly a reflection for you, Mary. I hope that actually made sense to you. Okay, so like she said, that wasn't her question, but that she does realize it's was spot on for her. So, and that's how I was trying to tell you that sometimes it works for your questions. Sometimes it's just something that you need to be reminded about. Mhm. Okay, so I'm here in different areas, and you're welcome, Mary. And let me see if anyone else has come forward. Hmm. It's a busy day. A lot of people are probably out and about, um, which is nice. Sometimes you want to celebrate. If you have a large family, sometimes you will split the day up, or just go ahead and start everything. Hi, Erica. Yes, ma'am. You can receive a card. So thank you for joining us today. I was saying that, a lot of people are busy this weekend. So it's kind of nice to have something done a little different. I haven't done cards in a while. And here we go. And as you come in, if you want a card, go ahead and let me know that you want a card. If the list starts getting long, I will call out your names to make sure that you're here. Beautiful card. Let's see, I'll get it right. There we go. It's Hanel, Downloads of Intuition. How nice. So what it says is trust what is coming to you, for the information is absolutely a glimpse of the future. Your psychic gifts are hidden at the moment, and it's essential for you to take time to record what is coming from within. As a reminder, nothing is set in stone, and therefore, if your intentions change, you can absolutely rewrite what is to come, but you are receiving information that will serve you on your way. And sometimes we don't understand what that means. But I would say with the summer solstice tomorrow, it would be a great time to start writing into reality of what you would like to happen. For example, um, I am thrilled to be living in my home that's full of love and happiness. So you kind of like you've already, let's say you're looking for a new home and you just can't find one right now, or it, all your little checks aren't on that particular house, you can talk it in. I am happy I found my ideal forever home. So it can, and the intentions do change, how can they not change when we change daily? So, Erica, I hope that makes sense to you. And I would encourage you to go ahead and write what's coming in for you, because that will also give you more information. So thank you for letting me pull a card for you, Erica. And let me check real fast here to see if there's any other updates, because sometimes it all doesn't come on one page, and we'll see what happens here if there's anything new. Okay, so I'm just going to shut those off because it seems like they're all kind of coming in one area. So that's good. And Erica said, yes, thank you. It totally resonates with you. And for those of you who are coming in, when I call your name, just kind of look at the time. I started at, it would be 2 p.m. Eastern time. So if you came in and asked for a card and it's at 2:25, you would just fast forward the video that will be posted later. You'll just fast forward to that time to re-listen to that. So let me see. I've been busy, and I will say that some of the things that I have had previously on my intentions or my wish list, and I usually do those on the new moon. That's usually the time that you would typically go and, make your wish list or planting your seeds as well. So it's one of, well, and I don't want to spill the beans too soon, but one of them is in fruitation. I'm finishing up the final part of it. And when I'm done, I am going to share, because I'm put a lot of time and a lot of myself into this particular project that I'm going to help. I think it's going to help a lot of different people. It's a different way of looking at things, and I don't want to spill the beans too soon, but you guys will be the first ones to know. And sometimes if you spill the beans too early, something happens and then it throws, kind of a wrench in the in the fan, I will say, and that's a good visualization of how it's going to stop. So I see. I don't see anything here. So I hope that everybody is going to be enjoying this weekend. Do you have any plans? Let's see. I see 4 people are watching, but I only have read for 2 people. So if you would like me to pull a card for you, just go ahead and put your name in the comment section and I will look at that as well. And I don't see anything here. So we'll just keep going. What else can I talk about? Hmm. Oh, I have my candles over, there we go, over here. And little herbs that I use. And I'll be making something for the summer solstice for tomorrow. And then right here, I would never make it as a TV model. You know, Vanna White had it all. But here are some of my zodiac. They're necklaces, there's constellations, and they're most of them are probably sterling silver with either platinum over them, or they're sterling silver with the gold overlay on them. And a lot of them, and the stones that are in there are actual gemstones. It can be blue topaz, it can be a garnet, it can be citrine. There's also, I think, a few of them that have different types of um, stones. So let me go pull one off because I didn't think I would, but I will. Okay, here we go. Had I thought about it, I would have already pulled these out. So, for example, this one is for Capricorn, and it's the constellation for those. And this is yellow gold over sterling silver, and it's $15. And those are white um, zircon. I'll get it out. Then some of them have pearls and different ones with them. This happens to be the area Aries, and it's a white zircon pearl necklace. And some of these have earrings to match. That one I have on sale for $10. Here's Gemini, white zircon, and pearls. Let's see. Kind of the light is in there. It's kind of pretty cool. And then here's one is for Aquarius, and it's a multi gemstone, and it's a constellation, and it has the white zircon, garnet, peridot, blue sapphire, and citrine. And this one is $16. So they're getting limited, and when they're gone, they're gone. But I haven't shown them in a long time, and I thought, well, we're kind of talking about. So if you're looking for something special for yourself, it's really reasonable. The prices have been kind of slashed because I'm walking away from the jewelry part of it that I have done. So, Mike, are you still here? And I will pull a card for you. So let me make sure that I'm pretty sure that that's, oh, darn it. Okay, so I do see you, Mike. You're on Facebook. Okay, you're on YouTube. That's where I couldn't see you anywhere else. So let me go ahead and pull a card for you. Go ahead and take a deep breath in as I connect to you. And then I'm going to go ahead and pick a card for you. Again, you may have a question that's in your mind, but sometimes Spirit has different things that they want you to know. So this may or may not correlate with the question that you're asking, but it's just something that you need to hear. So, Mike, I'm going to go ahead and look for a card for you. Okay. Okay, Kuka, I have put you on the list. Okay, and Barbara. Okay, and this is for Mike. It's Zachiel. And let me make sure that you can see this. I have so many different screens up and I don't want it to be all unfocused. So here we go. Okay, there we go for the cards. So Zachiel, be the change you seek. Your intentions to live with meaning and purpose have led you to where you are today. Where you are is where you are needed. But don't forget to be the light of healing wherever you go. The changes that you are seeking at this time must begin within you. Even if you are facing difficult circumstances, ask yourself how you can shine your light more wholly and fully. And what I will say is sometimes we go through problems in our lives and, you feel overburdened and it's hard to see the light. I've been there, I understand. But sometimes just seeing just a little spark of light at the end of the tunnel is enough to get you through what you need to get through. And challenges can be challenges, right? It can be physical, it could be, relationship, it can be health issues. I think I just said that, I'm repeating myself. But just hold on to your faith and know that where you're at is where you need to be. And ask, if you can ask your guides to help you along the way and to show you some happiness through times when it seems that there is nothing shining. So I hope that actually makes sense to you. Okay, and so now we're going to be okay. So we're going to do Barbara Jane next, and then Kuka. So Barbara, I'm going to go ahead and connect to you. Go ahead and take a deep breath and exhale as I shuffle these cards for you. Okay, Barbara, you have Raphael. I call him the doctor archangel. Trust your trust your spiritual vision, Raphael. Your psychic and spiritual abilities are awakening. Trust that you are seeing for your intuition. Trust what you are seeing for your intuition is correct. You can read between the lines, and the information you feel rising up within you is being divinely revealed to you. You have spent lifetimes preparing for this moment, and although you may feel apprehensive, you were born for this. So believe in the beauty of your gifts. And sometimes we have gifts and we don't even realize that we have them, right? So you may be the person in the room that everybody comes to talk to, and they leave and they're like, gosh, thank you. I feel so much better. And when that happens, it just means that you're a very bright light and people are just drawn to that. It can also mean that you are an empath. Most people are empaths, but there's different degrees on, being an empath, right? You can be very connected and you can just feel the energies. Um, like you go into a room, I'm using a room again, and you feel a lot of heaviness. You're feeling you're an empath, so that's why you're feeling it. If my advice to anybody who's an empath, to whatever their degree is to always ask, to put kind of like a bubble around yourself, and the way that you would do that is you want to center in your heart and ground yourself, which it could just be imagining roots growing out of the bottom of your feet into the ground, and just ask for your highest calling to be here with you. And then you would place the bubble around you. You don't want to be thinking like that, oh, so and so, I can't believe my neighbor did this, and then put that bubble around you, because that's in that bubble with you. And if you're irritated at your neighbor or family or whoever it is, then that's going to stay inside there. So that's why I ask that you go in and you go to your heart center, you kind of take a couple deep breaths into your heart center, and you would ground, and then you place your bubble around you. And that also helps from other people energies coming towards you. And it's just a way to kind of protect you, from a lot of other energies. But if you forget to do that and you're feeling overwhelmed after something that was supposed to be very special, you just need to go, say, okay, I'm disconnecting from, it's kind of like patty cakes. So you slam your hands together and you give it back to everybody else, and you do like this, and you take back your own. So you're giving it away and you're taking back your own energy, and that will help you as well. I have still a little bit of a sore throat. Um, you're welcome, Mike. Okay, Barbara, oh, she's from Sydney. Nice. Okay, Kuka, my dear, you're next. Let me make sure that there's nothing else here, because I think I'm just going to maybe shut some of these windows down. Okay, a lot less for me to have to look at. So, Kuka, we're going to go ahead and do you now, dear. Go ahead and take a deep breath and exhale when you're ready. You have a question, or you just want a general message, it doesn't matter, because that's what we're going to do for you today. I like this card for you. Oh, here we go. Here we are. So your card is Ariel. Embrace your sacred calling. You already know this, but here's your here's your confirmation again. God is recruiting you. All that you have faced and healed in your life is part of your mission and directly aligned to how you can live a life that is filled with purpose. Lean into your personal story and your own testimony of healing, for sharing this deeper part of your life will, I'm going to say this again, I'm getting tongue-tied. Lean into your personal story and your own testimony of healing, for sharing this deeper part of your life will allow you to realize your gifts. And you're my friend, right? And so I would say, yeah, you have a lot of experience and you're already doing that. It doesn't mean you have to go out and be public like how I am, unless you choose to do that. And we've already talked about that in the past. But I do know that maybe if you're up to it, maybe you could write some small chapters and different experiences that you have had throughout your life, and how you have leaned on your faith and your knowledge of being with Creator, and the spiritual realm coming in to help you as well. So I think that you have so many good stories of pain, unfortunately, healing, and how you've used your faith in all of this to get you through some of the hardest times. So, yeah, I know you would understand that. Good. So let's see if there is anything else here. Okay. Okay, what else can I talk about? Usually I'm all full of information until I actually have to talk, right? Um, Wonderful suggestions. Thank you. You're welcome, Kuka. And then another one from YouTube and Life 00707. I'm going to go ahead and um, pull a card for you. I like that 00707. So I'm going to go ahead and pull a card for you. Let me go ahead and connect with you. Please take a deep breath and exhale when you're ready. Thank you. And I've connected with you. Okay, the card I pulled for you is called the Holy Spirit. Miracles are possible. Your ability to experience miracles is down to your capacity to believe that miracles are possible for you. Don't give up hope. A real turnaround is possible now. The light of angels is surrounding you, inviting you to step into the most gracious receiving state possible. Open your heart and expect a miracle solution. You are worthy and know it. You know, sometimes we ask for things to come for us because it's, you know, we need help or we need the support. And leaning into your faith, whatever your faith is very an important aspect of healing yourself or even finding help spiritually. And there are some people who don't have faith or, you know, they don't look into religion for their faith, and that's your option, right? I also think that we are our own temple, right? We are a temple. And for me, God is in my heart. And that's where I honor God is in my heart as well. So what I get from this is that you are worthy of a miracle. So if you're feeling like you need something to come and you need it right away, but you don't feel worthy, that part of not feeling like you're worthy enough to have that recognition, you are. Every single person is worthy of miracles to happen. Sometimes miracles are so small you don't even know it. Sometimes people are put into our life just as we're asking for, you know, a message or something to come forward to help us. And then it's like it's like when you acknowledge that help can come from an outside source, a creator, your religious person that you believe in. Once you kind of recognize that and hand it over to God or to your creator, or, you know, let's say the angels or your guardian angels, the archangels, once you hand over that to a higher power than yourself, miracles do start happening. And sometimes they don't happen as fast as we want, and sometimes it takes a little longer. Sometimes doors have to be shut so new doors and new possibilities can open up for you. So I hope that that message makes sense to you. And We have, oh, quite a few people that have come up. Compassion. Yes. Okay. So victory. I'm going to pull a card for you next. And I'm glad that you subscribe to Enlightened World Network. If you're wanting to follow me too, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Healing Light with Lisa Joe, and you can subscribe to that. And anything that I do will also come out strictly for you. Okay, you actually have a question. And the way that I work is I usually don't like to know what the question is. And you're new to me, I would imagine, since you just also joined Aligned World Network. That what it is how I work is usually I don't know the question and I pull a card for you. Sometimes the card will answer your question, and other times it's a message that you need to have. So the card that I will pull for you today is the message that you most likely will need to have. It may relate to your question. Um, but let's see what comes up for you. Okay, go ahead, Victory, and take a deep breath and exhale when you're ready, and I will connect with you. Okay, so take another deep breath and blow it out, and let me see if I can connect to you that way. Okay, thank you for your permission. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to pull out a card for you. Okay. Okay, so your question revolves around, is it your imagination or is that a person truly into you? Oops, I lost my little. Okay, there we go. So the card that I picked for you, or that was drawn for you, is called the Miriam. Let me make sure you can see this. Okay, here we go. So healing the heart. This is a sacred time of healing. In order for you to feel whole once more, it's essential for you to reclaim all of the lost parts of yourself. Call back all aspects of yourself, all the gifts and talents that you have been forced to hide or repress. By unleashing these tender aspects of your deeper self, you allow your heart to rebuild and re-strengthen. And I also know he's not your twin flame. And I would go, this really has so much of a teaching to your situation. Love yourself first, right? If you can't love yourself for who you are and what you are, you can't bring another person. Well, you can. You can't bring a person that feels the same way to you by not feeling that for yourself. I think there's a little bit of that person that you're referring to is not being honest with you. And for now, I would kind of put the brakes on and take, if you think that that person is truly interested in you, slow it down, right? And because they need to get out of a relationship and they need to look at themselves more deeply. So the one thing that I would suggest is to everybody is never go from one relationship right to another one to another one to another one. Through each of relationships that we have, whether they're friendships or partnerships, spouses, girlfriends, boyfriends, anything like that, you need to step back for a little bit and see what exactly have you learned from what you just left. Because if you haven't learned anything, you're just going to start repeating same patterns of looking for the same type of person. You're very, everybody's unique, right? Everybody has a story. But what I want to say to you is, especially with this card, is it's important for you to realize you are worth loving. You have very special and unique talents in yourself. And you need to realize that you have so much that you can offer other people, but that person that you offer it shouldn't just be somebody that you just, oh yeah, I kind of like you a little bit and you like me, because you never know if that person is being truthful with you or saying what you want to hear, because male or female, it can go either way. There are people out there that will say everything that you're willing to hear because you want to have a loving relationship and you think that, and you deserve to have that loving relationship. But I would be a little bit on the cautious side about letting somebody in that may not be fully out of a relationship and wants to move into another relationship with you. So whether it's in your mind, I'm not really sure, but I do think that you should be a little bit cautious. So I hope that that makes sense to you. Okay. Okay, moving right along. And that was for victory. I will say that for those who weren't here earlier, that tomorrow I'll be married 40 years to my husband. And I didn't get married young. I was 26 when I got married. And I had been through many different relationships, a couple of marriage proposals, and it just, things didn't work out for whatever reason until I started saying, okay, enough is enough. I love myself. I started putting more time into myself because I had been fed up with dating and fake people and people who will tell you anything that you want to hear. And then a few months later, this is a long time ago, 40 years, right? So 40 years ago, we didn't have the computer like we have today. We sometimes, okay, there was an ad in a little newspaper, and it's where people were looking to meet other people. And I come across this one, and I have not ever did anything like that. I did go to matchmakers, but that was not successful for me because I was 23, 24, and I was being matched up with very old, what I would call old people, but now I'm older than that, and they're not old, but when you're 25, 40, and 45 years old was a lot. And most of the ones that they wanted to connect with me had a lot of baggage, which meant ex-wives, children, and that's not something I really wanted. But this ad in the paper was put in by my husband's mother. She was looking for two marriage-minded women to meet up with her two sons. And she was call this number. And so I was like, marriage minded. And what was really strange about that is, for a long, long time, I knew that I would get married around the age of 25, or I would meet the person I was going to marry around 25. And so I had put that kind of in back of me, and I called the number, and there was like 20 questions that she asked me. And it was kind of funny because she was asking me all these questions, and there was an older one and a younger one, and she's telling me, I think that you might be a good match for my younger son. And I'm thinking, well, I don't want a younger son. I want somebody who, is older. So I was like, okay. And so her son walks in and she just hands him the phone. He didn't know that. He knew then, but before, like a couple weeks before that, he had no idea. Neither of the two brothers had any idea that their mother put an ad in the paper looking for marriage-minded women. And so at this point, he had already been on a couple of dates and he was kind of through it. And I guess I passed the test with his mother with answering all the questions. And so we start talking, and he was like, well, I got to go. I got things to do. And I'm like, okay. And he says, do you have a picture? And I said, I do. And so I sent it to a PO box number, and I told him, um, or he called me a couple days later, and I said, well, I sent you a picture. And we had been talking off and on for a couple of days. Excuse me. We'd been talking for a couple of days. He went down and got the photo and immediately called me back and said, you're so beautiful. And I had no idea what he looked like. And he asked me, would you like to go on a date? And I said, okay. So it was a blind date, basically, for me, because I had no idea what he looked like. I, did talk to him a bit. And what happened was, where I lived, I could kind of lived in a old Victorian house, and it was kind of a lot higher than my apartment was a lot higher than where the sidewalk was. And I thought, if he is so ugly, yes, ugly, or he looked like some drug addict or something, I wasn't going to open the door, because it was hard to find out where the front door was. And I was actually in the back part. My front door was in the back of the lower stairs. So he walked by, and I was like, oh, he's a very handsome guy. Okay. And I let him in, and we met and we talked and we went on our date. And it was to a Gilroy Garlic Festival. Yes, the Garlic Festival was our first date. And it was a very long play. It took us about an hour and a half to get there, which for a first date was probably not a good idea, because, nobody knew, only one person knew where I was going. And, nowadays those things are, kind of an iffy thing. You kind of want to meet somebody in a public thing, a public view, and probably not at your home the first time. Dating rules have changed so much. But from that day forward, we were together. We were married a year later. And I think what really I admired the most was he was such a gentleman. And we got out to stretch our legs at on the trip there. And we were at a very rocky river, and we were walking down, and he held out his hand and he said, let me help you. And then towards the end of the date, he asked me, can I give you a kiss? And I think that really sealed the deal, um, because he asked my permission. He was such a gentleman. And So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Lots of ups and downs, but we've tomorrow we'll be married 40 years, if you can believe that. So I just kind of wanted to share that story with you. And let me see if there's any other changing the subject. Let me refresh this because I'm frozen here. But yeah, you never know who you're going to meet, right? I mean, it's sometimes paths are definitely different. I do have a message back from Victory. 100% as through this, I did understand that becoming whole is a blessing, and therefore I have become a great read, very grateful from one seer to another. And she or he agrees 100%. I'm always authentically me and never settle ever. Good. I'm glad to hear that. And yes, then I have another one here that has waited patiently. I don't know why it didn't come up before, but I had to refresh my page. So living in love. I have a lot of YouTube people on here today. I'm so grateful. And you're probably seeing me on Aligned World Network. I also have a YouTube channel, Healing Light with Lisa Joe, and you can see everything that I have there as well. So, Living in Love from YouTube. I'm going to go ahead and pull a card for you. Go ahead and take a breath in and exhale. Okay, thank you for letting me connect. Okay, your card is Metatron. Let's see if I have this up here. Okay, you have a divine calling. God and the angels are recruiting you. Where you are is where you have been strategically, strategically placed. It's all it's a word I can't say. Strategy or strategic. I'm so sorry. Where you're at is where you're supposed to be, and you've been placed there for a better outcome for yourself. Trust that what you are facing now has everything to do with what you are here to heal, and that it will lead to a life that is aligned to meaning and purpose. You are here to make a difference, and it must begin with where you are right now. And sometimes we're placed, and they're saying, wow, what a great card. So that must make sense to you, right? Sometimes we're put into a position and you might say, why am I here? Well, you're supposed to be where you're at. And that to me is a good sign that you're not somewhere else and somewhere else, but you're actually where you need to be to move forward on your path. And I do like Archangel Metatron. I've worked with him a lot. I do channel the archangels and work with other different, species. So I would say, the Galactic Council and things like that. But I really do a lot of work with the angels, guardian angels, and especially the archangels. And Metatron's a really good one to help focus you on precision. That's the word that I'm being heard, is precision. So you are there and where you are supposed to be, whether you like it or where you don't. But it is a place that you need to rise up from. So it may be a starting place. You may have been on that path for a little bit, but you're going to be moving forward. And he's a great archangel to connect with. And A good way of connecting is just kind of centering in your heart, grounding yourself, and asking him to come forward to give you the answers. If the answers that you're hearing in your mind are in your own voice, but they're critical, they put you down, or things, that's not Archangel Mike. That's not Archangel Metatron. That's your own ego talking. So when you hear things that are very calming, or it's like good advice, and you feel good about the things that are being said, and it seems like it's a lot of wisdom, that is the archangel that you're connecting with. Um, Basically, you can work with any of the archangels. They're always there around us, waiting for things, waiting for us to invite them in, right? We have free will, so your free will, if you would ask Archangel Metatron to come in and help you with, different things, he would be more than happy to work with you. One of the things I do sometimes when I go to bed is I ask that I go to school when I'm sleeping, that I go into the educational parts of spirit and work or improve my own abilities that I have, and strengthen them, and recall what I had in other previous lifetimes, so that I can be able to help others here, as like this is what I'm doing. So I have a lot of different talents, but if you're on YouTube like you are now, go ahead and look for Healing Light with Lisa Joe channel. And there's actually a link in the description. So if you forget, you can look at that way. So I'm wondering if that card resonates with you, and if you understand the meaning behind it. Good. You're welcome. That makes me feel so good. That was a great message. Thank you so much, and I appreciate you. And thank you for letting me know that. So it helps me know whether I'm doing things right or wrong, and so that makes me happy. So you have a blessed day. Is there Oh, we've already been on here almost an hour, so let me double check to see if there's any other people that want a card reading. And you acknowledge that, yes, it resonated definitely with you. Good. That makes me so happy. All right. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and close. It was kind of nice this way. I wasn't over. Let me check one place here, because I hate to miss somebody when they've been waiting. Okay. So I'm going to close. I don't see anybody else with any questions. So I want to thank you for taking your day and being with me, and allowing me to give a few different readings. All of my information is in the description in the video. So if you like to work with me one-on-one, I work with people all around the world, and a lot of, as well as in person, but most of them are around the world. We use Zoom. I record the session, and I send you the recorded session so that you can look back on it. So if there is anything else that you would like to work with me, to just go check out lisajoedavis.com. And I want to thank everyone for being here. Enjoy your Father's Day tomorrow. The summer solstice, go out and get in the sun, write a list of things that you would like to plant, and allow those wishes, or those little seeds on that paper, to sit out in the sun and absorb those kind of requests that you have. Fold it up towards you. So you're going to fold the paper like, here's your list, and you're going to fold it to you, because these are things that you want to bring into yourself. And again, you would turn it towards you, and you do that the 3 times. Let's in the sun. And what I do is I date it. I put, like if it's a new moon, I'll put new moon or whatever, and I date it, and then I put it aside. You may be called, or you may feel like you want to burn it, which is fine. Burn it down to the ashes in a fireproof vase or plate, and allow it to burn all through the ashes. And then you can bury the ashes in the dirt. But there's a lot of different ways, and they all, kind of work together. So you are welcome, and thank you. Thank you for subscribing to my channel as well. And I want to thank especially the people from the YouTube. You guys have been on here, and usually I don't see a lot from YouTube, so that makes me really happy. And you guys have a blessed weekend. And I will be back on Saturday at Aligned World Network on Facebook and also on YouTube. So thank you again, and we'll see you next week. Bye.